Harry is having a colonoscopy live on the air this morning. This, as you know, can be a life-saving procedure, and he is the first anchor to have this done live on network TV. He's getting prepped as we speak at the nurses' station at New York Presbyterian Weill Cornell Medical Center. That's just about 1 mile from our studio. And with him throughout the morning is CBS Evening News anchor Katie Couric, who famously televised her colonoscopy. And Katie, I remember back then, we saw a dramatic rise in the number of colonoscopies. They called it the Couric effect. This morning, we're going for the Smith effect, Harry.
Yeah, morning, everybody. It's great to be here. We're here with Katie, of course, and Lisa's taking my blood pressure just to prove to America that a heart does, in fact, beat inside here. Oh, here we go. It was very important what you did. It was back in 2000, right? And there really was a change, and there's so much that needs to be demythified about the process of having a colonoscopy, because one of the things that we know is if people get the procedure, it can really save lives.
That's right. You know, 150,000 people are diagnosed every year in this country with colorectal cancer, the second leading cancer killer of men and women. It affects women almost as often as men. But if you are screened and do undergo a colonoscopy or another screening method, there are other options, but this is really considered the gold standard. It has a 92% cure rate. So it is so critical that you stop colon cancer in its tracks, and this is really the best way to do it. And I'm so proud of Harry for doing this live. I told him he looked really thin this morning after the prep because it's like a spa treatment, right? In a way, kind of his own colonic. And we really wanted people to do it, both of us, I think, together, to understand that it isn't such a big deal. It's not painful. It's really easy. And, you know, it's a no-brainer, as you've said, Harry.
And this is so personal for you, and so much of what this is about for you is your own personal journey, because you lost your husband in 1998 to colorectal cancer. And so we started our journey yesterday at the Monahan Center just across the street.
So this is the Monahan Center.
I couldn't have taken my journey without the example set by Katie Couric. Katie's husband, Jay Monahan, was diagnosed with colon cancer in 1997.
We went from place to place. He had to have some radiology, and he had to actually get some treatment for his eyes. He had to get his chemo, of course.
Jay and Katie struggled to find treatment options. At the age of 42, Jay lost his battle with colon cancer.
There's got to be a better way, a more compassionate, comprehensive way to treat people going through this hell, which it was.
Out of her loss came a commitment to establish a center in Jay's honor to help families deal with prevention, screening, treatment, and support.
And as I've watched my daughters develop into really fine people, you know, I always think, gosh, Jay would be so proud of what the people that they become, and he's missed so much. And that's really why I established this center. I don't want other dads or moms, I'm getting kind of emotional, to miss their children's growing up.
Colon cancer is the second leading cause of death in the U.S. from cancer, with 50,000 deaths each year.
So if we can have a seat over here.
Terrific. I experienced some of Katie's vision.
Have you had any surgeries?
During my initial screening at the Jay Monahan Center for Gastrointestinal Health.
I feel the way I feel right before I go to sleep.
Following Katie's own on-air colonoscopy in 2000, researchers documented a 20% increase in the number of colonoscopies.
It wasn't bad at all.
And dubbed it the Couric effect.
How are you?
Good.
Hi, guys. Here we are again.
Katie stopped by to provide some moral support.
Well, why don't you go ahead and...
Have a little more?
Yeah.
And give me a bad time.
Bottoms up, so to speak.
We
I got a million of them, Harry.
Let the games begin.
You're going to have to get up very early tomorrow, but you're used to that, right?
Yeah, but you know what's going to be fun? You'll be there with me.
I'll see you bright and early, but for now, this is Dr. Couric signing off.
So here you are in your scrubs with your stethoscope.
Yes, I'm not a doctor, but I do play one on TV. I'm having a little doctor fantasy fulfilled this morning,
For sure,
Harry.
this morning. I think one of the things we can demythify off the top.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not going to be involved in the medical aspect of this.
My worst nightmares come to life. And I can always say for the rest of my life that Katie Couric hosted my colonoscopy on morning television. But the other thing I want to say, just in terms of the process, so you drink all of this stuff, and you know what? You go to the bathroom a lot. That's really that. And having done this before myself,
right?
That was the worst part. Was last night.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people do say the prep is a bigger pain, not a pain, but a challenge than the procedure. But as you said, I always tell people, you know, no, it may not be at the top of your to-do list, but it's a lot better than being diagnosed with colon cancer, which is just something you obviously don't want to have happen to you. And this is a very easy way to prevent it. And
you know, for all of the cancers we talk about so often, day after day after day, and cover on evening news or on the early show, it's 150,000 people get diagnosed every year. 50,000 people die.
And nothing breaks my heart more than hearing from people who say they were diagnosed with colon cancer, because I know they're saying to themselves, if only I had gotten screened, then I wouldn't be in this situation. And that's what we're really trying to educate people about today.
So we're going to be back in 25 minutes or so, and we're going to show you how it's done.
And give people information about like when they need to get screened, who needs to get screened, does insurance cover it, how often, et cetera, et cetera. We're all things colon here this morning.
Colonoscopy Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Harry,
we'll see you in a little while.
You're in very good hands. Thank you so much, and we're very
thank you,
proud
Maggie.
of you.
Yeah, put those gloves away. Get out of here.
Don't worry, you won't remember a thing.